Welcome everyone to another educated discussion. I'm one of your hosts, Elmo, alongside
Felipe.
Now guess what? Usually we are recording live from Felipe's house, but actually we're doing it a little bit differently for this educated discussion.
Yeah.
Felipe, how are we going about this?
Well, right now, I am live from Felipe's house, and you are live from Elmo's house. That's right, we are doing this over the phone because my boy got COVID.
I have made it this far, and only just now got COVID for the first time.
Yeah, so...
Despite my many 5G microchips.
Oh, the microchips you got inserted in you when you got your
I got Magneto powers, but I did not get immunity.
Well, look.
So
you're in the spirits enough to do this now. You know.
Yes.
You're still attempting to get this done. So clearly, it's not affecting you as bad as it maybe could have.
I'll tell you what, though, I am kind of putting on a voice. Like, I'm doing more of like my announcer voice I would use, because if I use my normal voice, I will sound not as like full of life. So there's a bit of faking it here. So if anyone hears me go in and out of that, I apologize. Also, I apologize for any coughing that I do,
and
not the Pokemon,
and throat clearing.
Yes. Well, and now the more we talk about it, the more I'm going to want to do it. So we should move on. Oh, God, I have to cough and clear my throat.
Just get him out the way now.
No, I'm not going to do it.
All right. So, Elmo, what are we here to talk about today?
We're here to talk about what it's like in the year 2022 to go to a Comic Con.
There you go. It's been how long for you?
It's been 4 years since you went to one.
Okay. It's been 4 years for me. Just about 4 years since my last Comic-Con. And I have missed them dearly. Obviously,
you were a cosplayer.
I cosplayed a couple times, yeah. And I did not this time. And let me tell you, felt very naked. Didn't like it. Did not like not cosplaying. So on my next con, hopefully, I will be wearing something.
I've cosplayed less than you. And even I was like, man, I should have done something.
Yeah.
That would have been cool.
Yeah. So, all right. So
I actually did come up with an idea, though. If there's a con, I think I know what I'm going to do.
Okay. What you got?
I'm not in the spoilers.
Oh, well, why'd you bring it up during this cast?
Okay,
this
fine.
Audience
let's just say, okay, fine. I'll tell everybody. Felipe, for Christmas, got me a hat from Fatal Fury for the character Terry, because I'm a big fan of him in Super Smash Brothers. I've always been kind of annoyed at trying to cosplay because I have a very distinct look. Like, it's very easy to make me like on the Nintendo Wii.
Okay.
But that also means, as a Hispanic, there are not many comic book Hispanic characters.
That's correct, unfortunately.
So unless I wanted to shave, which I don't really want to do, and I did for one cosplay.
I remember.
I was like, man, I guess I'm just like, who can I be? Oberyn from Game of Thrones? People don't watch that anymore. Who am I going to be? There's no one.
You can be Joel from the Last of Us TV show whenever it comes out.
So another Pedro Pascal character. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to be Puerto Rican Terry from Smash and Fatal Fury.
There you go. You're the alternate skin.
Yeah. I'm when you go shade darker. I could get a blonde wig, but you know what? His outfit seems easy enough to pull off.
Just commit.
No, I want to be me. I want to be Terry is me.
I don't want to go take a picture with you. They want to take a picture with the character, not you.
I just don't want to feel naked at a con.
I understand.
And maybe there'll be like some Guatemalan be like, oh, that's Terry home.
Okay.
That's Terry from my place. Even though I'm Puerto Rican.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Why are they talking like Mexicans? You just got three races mixed up. Or whatever.
Oh, fine. I'll use a Guatemalan accent.
Don't.
Hello, jolly good sack. I'll take your picture.
All right. Let's move on from that.
Ooh, the sound got weird there. I hope it's okay.
We'll figure it out. Okay, so yeah, let's go through just a quick brief history of our experiences with cons and why we decided to do a podcast about returning to one, because to me this was kind of a big deal. finally coming back. The reason that it's been so long for me, obviously the pandemic really knocked out 2 of them years, but in reality it was like one of the years, like my wife got pregnant, and then the second year we just had a newborn, you know. So it was like kind of difficult to it. I mean, I know a lot of people make it work, so you know, excuses, but whatever. We didn't get a chance to go, and then we were finally like, all right, maybe we can start going. Then pandemic hit and knocked 2 years out, you know. So it's been a journey, and now we're finally back, and we have some opinions because we actually ended up going not together, but we did meet up there at this specific con.
Yeah, I did see Felipe at the con.
Yeah. Should we say which con we went to?
Orlando MegaCon.
There you go. Which is one of the big ones for Florida. So we had some guests we wanted to see and get pictures with that we just had to go to. But
right. They had some cool. They had anime. They had video games. They had wrestling. Mm-hmm. They had actors. Yep. They had actresses.
Yeah, none of this is new for those that know Comic Cons.
Yeah,
but I guess.
But they had wrestlers.
Yeah, that is. Well, yeah,
not the norm,
but I feel like it might be because now wrestling is kind of delving into like a different. Like more people are, I guess, learning who these wrestlers are and stuff, just due to them crossing over into other roles and acting and stuff like that. So, jeez. Bless you.
The cough cast.
That was a cough?
Yeah. Oh. I tried to hide it.
Oh, that sounded like a sneeze. All right.
Oh, okay.
Anyways. Okay, so...
you say bless you. Gee.
Yeah, I did. That's my...
I'm just joking. I don't know. Keep going.
All right. Yeah, no, just so yeah, brief history with Comic-Cons. Shoot.
I had pretty much the same situation because I think my daughter's just like, you know, maybe 6 months older. I'm not good at math. Mm-hmm. But so I had a very similar trajectory. But I think even near the beginning of like that, I stopped going to cons as frequently. So mine might be a little past 4 years, a little past the Felipe point. Mm-hmm. And they were always something that, we would usually go together.
Yeah.
I tried dressing up and just the amount of effort Felipe put into his cosplays made me feel like, yeah, I'm just gonna wear a shirt that has a nerd something on it.
You gotta be like that. You can wear
whatever. I also had a weird interaction with a professional cosplayer where I thought, if you're listening, should we say her name?
No, that's not a good idea.
If you're listening, so-and-so cosplayer lady, when I said don't come back, what I actually meant was don't come back because our town sucks, which is just like, like a joke for people from our town. But obviously you did not get that, so you thought I was saying you suck, don't come back. But actually I was just doing a good inside joke, and I didn't think that one really through. I'm sorry you gave me the mic and thought I would be a person to give the mic to. Because I screwed up.
I did not expect you to tell this story, and honestly, I bet you confused a lot more people than than you did try to explain it for this cosplayer who's probably not going to listen to this. But yeah. Anyways, I guess that actually stems from I think the start of our cons. If I'm not mistaken, the first con you went to was the one in our local town. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So again, because I wanted to just run through a brief history. Yeah, I always wanted to go to Comic Cons, but nerd culture was in a different place at the time, and it sounds stupid to say now, but there was a little bit kind of like a shyness or maybe even embarrassment to it, which obviously now that's completely over with, and now you embrace it. And honestly, nerd culture is just culture now. Like, it's everywhere. Like, there's really not a nerd thing. I mean, there's there's different levels to it, but honestly,
you watch Stranger Things and like, you like Star Wars.
Yeah, like it's everywhere. So, but anyway, so yeah, for the longest time I always looked at those conventions, but never even attempted to go to one. So then when one finally came to our town, I was like, yo, we should do this. I mean, it's here. It's probably not going to be big. It'll be like a mini intro, and we both went. And
the accessibility was like a really nice like introduction for us. Like it really was like a little bit of luck.
Yeah, and we were just bewildered that our dumb town got something like that. And
yeah, it's a place where the joke is don't come back. Apparently,
yeah, exactly. So so we went to one, and I mean, it was fun. I did like a mini cosplay. Like I pretended to be Iron Man, and I just built like the Iron Man hand. And my wife was Scarlet Witch, and then you were. Should I say, or do you care?
Yeah, Dante from the DMC Devil May Cry reboot.
Yeah, which we came to find out how much people don't like that reboot during this con, just due to some things you heard. But anyways,
that's a cat. We should do an educated discussions on that reboot. I got some thoughts on people who don't like.
Me too.
Anyway,
me too. I'm on your side on that one. But yeah. So anyways, so we went to the con and we had a good time. I mean, hey, there was like art everywhere. Which again, this is all for people that go to con. This is all stupid. But to me, this is, you know, experience it for the first time as an adult. It was neat. So all the art, we got to see the meet cosplayers firsthand. Some of them that actually went on to be really big at the time were kind of starting up, and now some of these people are hanging out there with the likes of like Jessica Negri and other famous cosplayers out there too, that you can name. So it was kind of neat to see that journey where they began and see where some of them went. But yeah, so we got to interact with some of them, got to see the photo shoots, and like, wow, this is kind of neat, you know. And then they had some celebrity guests, nothing too crazy. Actually, one of them passed not too long ago. They had Debo.
Oh
yeah, I forgot he passed. Dang.
He made fun of my hair.
He did, and he called my wife beautiful, so it was interesting. But anyways,
well, so he was not a very, like, you know, he's only half right.
right. And yeah, a couple other like people here and there. So it wasn't like a huge thing, but it was very, very cool. And then of course from there we wanted to step it up and go to like, you know, known ones. And then we eventually worked our way up to MegaCon. We did Tampa Bay, we did SuperCon. Like there was a whole bunch of them that we did.
Some weird one is in a supply closet.
Yeah, that one. I've learned my lesson with that con. I ain't never going back to that. That was really bad. But so yeah, some
I'll never forget, just real quick, I'm gonna call this guy out. I dressed up as a Game of Thrones character, and this dude selling merch wearing a Game of Thrones shirt said, "So who are you?" And I'll be honest, you should be able to figure it out, dude.
Nah, dude, that was, I mean, your cosplay history is limited. You only have what, like 2 or 3, I think, maybe just those 2. But so. Dude, you nailed Oberyn. I mean, you were Oberyn. There was no question. So this guy was an idiot. But anyways, so yeah, I mean, Comic-Cons were always cool. You could be in a giant room, sometimes too crowded, but still a giant room surrounded by people with very similar interests, people that are allowed to fully nerd out and get crazy and really show their geekdom and fandom and everything. And you know, you can see some great costumes and great, like you said, some great effort that people pull in to those outfits, and you want to go up and take a picture. And then when you yourself are dressed up as something and people are asking to take a picture of you, it like kind of makes you feel kind of like a mini like celebrity, you know, because it's like, well, you want to take a picture with me? Well, yeah, man, because I freaking pulled this off, so you better.
Unless you are, at this con, dressed up like Peppa from Encanto. Don't you dare yell her name.
That was stupid on your end.
No, what? Okay, we need to explain this. There was a woman dressed as Peppa from Encanto, and I yelled, "Yo, Peppa!" I don't know. I thought it was funny. I don't know. I didn't really think it through. And then she turns around and says, and I'm not going to say it, but she says, "Who the F said my name?" As if she was the character. So I can't tell if she was playing. Playing.
She said something.
Yeah, she turned around and said, "Who that blank said my name?"
Oh, I did not hear that.
She did.
That's not very Disney-like.
No. Okay, does that help? Like you understand my reaction to her nonsense?
You shouldn't have screamed her name like a thug.
That's not her name.
Well, you know what I mean.
She should have been like, oh wow, someone knows my character that I'm dressed up as. I did a good job.
She did a great job. She looked just like her.
Yeah, and she acted like her too, because all of a sudden she's acting like
that storm came out of nowhere.
Whatever. Anyway.
No clouds allowed. Anyways.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much it. You know, it was a very fun times, and then I was sad when it's been just so long between them, and then obviously at the start of the pandemic there was always the question of, are they gonna come back? Like, you know, and they would always be canceled.
How will the celebrities
all that
feel
stuff.
about
a
lot of cancellations. I actually had I had tickets to meet the people from The Office.
Yeah.
Before COVID hit, and then COVID hit.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's when they had like Meredith and Oscar and Kevin and
Stanley.
Stanley, dang.
I want to see Stanley.
Come on, man, pretzel day. Anyways, yeah, that sucks. I forgot about that. But yeah, so finally, 2022 is here. And, you know, I've gotten vaccine. The pandemic numbers they're mixed, but reality, the world's kind of finally starting to get back to a normal place, and all that. So it's like, all right, this is probably the time I can probably come back and not feel too bad about it. And then of course the thing that pushed me over the edge, you had Cobra Kai people there. All right, now you haven't seen Cobra Kai.
I have not.
And let me tell you, you're missing out, boy. Let me tell you, that show is fantastic. But anyways, so they have the original Karate Kid. They have Zabka there. They had a whole bunch of people from Cobra Kai. So obviously the original people, and then even some of the new young kids were there. Now we can only afford Ralph Macchio and Zabka, but if we had more money, we would have got everybody. But anyways, we had to, because that show is popping, and every time it comes back, it's an event at our house. So we had to do it. And then one of my, if not the favorite show of all time, Avatar: The Last Airbender, we had Zuko, Zuko's voice actor. He was there.
Dante
Basco. And he was there. So I had to do it. We had to go. So you best believe we got those photo ops with them.
Now, I don't know if you want to get into this now, but what was that photo op process like?
I was going to do that in the complaint section, because I wanted to kind of, you know, but we can get into it now if you like. Do you want to? So I see that you're really trying to get into the negative here, being Mr. Negative, so I understand that you're leading into it.
Okay. Let's talk about the positive. It was wonderful to get to experience, like, just like a collection of like, it's like the world didn't remember there was anything bad going on.
Yeah, there was a couple masks here and there, and some people were smart and incorporated as part of their costume. But in reality, it was mostly gone. You know, I want to bring up an instance that my wife brought up as we were walking in. We were walking into this building. We just got our badges, and we weren't fully in the thing yet. You know, there's like that weird queue where you enter in and you gotta like get your badge and your lanyard and stuff. While we were walking through this line, there was 3 kids in front of us, or not kids, but whatever age they were. But one of them was dressed as Miles Morales. Okay, and Miles from the Into the Spider-Verse specifically. And he had 2 Bose speakers blasting. What the heck? What's that song by Lil Nas? Whatever, some Lil Nas song. And they were just dancing, as Miles would do in the film. And my wife looked at me, she's like, I really miss this. We're home. Like, these are our people. Something along those lines. And I couldn't agree more. So it was a very special feeling to be back and just see everyone's excitement as well. I mean, I don't know if it was their first return or not, but it was just a lot of fun. So positives, I mean, there was nothing more positive than just being back, and of course having the cast of the people that we wanted to see be there also, So what about on your end? I know this is difficult for you to think of anything positive, but if you want to drum up some, what do you have?
In terms of positive,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can't even think of what would possibly be positive about this experience. No, what I would say was everyone at the booths seemed. I mean, the line. I mean, I'm focusing on the positive.
Yeah.
People seemed available. Like, usually I'm used to, like, oh man, I guess I missed out on this person. But it seemed like they were very good at, like, making sure that the celebrity guests were, like, they were there if you were looking for them. And if they weren't there, there was a line starting to let you see them. Like, it seemed a little more organized in terms of making sure the people you paid to see were going to show up.
Okay, you're talking about the celebrity
like when you go to
area?
like maybe do autographs. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I could see that.
And I did see, like, even though there were people that, like, there were some celebrities, like, they were masked or they had like a partition between them and other people, but they still seemed like generally like just happy to be there as well.
Of course, yeah. The only person I really saw doing that, well, actually, some of the Lord of the Rings cast, if I'm not mistaken, did the little plexiglass in between the photos, and
There's also a guy from Buffy I saw.
oh, him too. Yeah, that stinks.
Yeah, he had the partition.
Right. Okay. And then of course one of the big names that day that we really wanted to get, but because he had the partition, we didn't want it. It was Brandon Fraser. Yeah, he was.
Who wore a hat, and I'm just like, why would you wear a
I
hat?
think he's balding.
Yeah, but
I'm not sure.
don't wear a hat.
Okay. I wish someone told Norman Reedus when we got his picture a few years ago. He wore a hat and glasses. It's like, come on, man. Come on. Death Stranding. Anyways, yeah. I mean, I could see what you're saying, and at least with MegaCon, one of the things is there's just so many like booths and art and collectibles and weird sets and stuff just everywhere. Like, I didn't see them all, and I was there the whole day. Well, most of the day.
It really seemed like something you were supposed to be there multiple days to experience.
Of course, and yeah, and who knows what you'll see each day or what they run out and what new art they put up or whatever, But yeah, okay. So overall, oh yeah, and about to say, I think this is a dumb aside. We don't have to get into it too far, but this is the first con food that I had that was actually good. It didn't make me feel sick.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. Every time I have food from the con, it's like always disappointing because it's just random convention center food. But I don't know, something about what I had this time was really good. And then my wife played it safe with just getting Papa John's because that was there.
I did have some of that as well.
Yeah. Oh, you had the Papa John's?
I did.
Yeah, that's probably safe if you're in the mood for pizza. But I was like, well, I have pizza all the time, and I always get disappointed. So I tried some like barbecue stuff. It's like brisket, and I got mac and cheese and stuff, and it was like, yo, this is pretty good, even for
it.
It was just good.
It seemed like there were like good options, but I was like, I'm at a con.
Yeah.
The bathroom situation's insane.
We found the cheat code for that.
Oh, what?
Yeah, boy, you go upstairs. No one wants to go upstairs when they gotta poop. But let me tell you, upstairs was empty, boy. So tips, everybody. Comic-Con tips. If you need to go to the bathroom, go to the second floor. Less people up there. Anyways.
Especially if you're a lady, because those lines...
Oh, yeah.
Unfair.
That's actually why we went up there. Downstairs, even the boys' line wasn't too bad. But, yeah, we went up for the wife. And it was better. No lie. Anyways, All right. So I know you're itching here. You want to get into what we didn't like about this con?
You ready?
I'm ready. Keep in mind that when we went, we were both saying we have to talk about this because this is terrible. Like, it was so bad. But I'll let you introduce it.
So, if you were to go to this Comic-Con convention, there is no excuse for what we're about to talk about. They put the cosplay contest in the wrong area.
What?
They said center stage. It was not center stage.
Oh. I didn't know that's what you were going to go at. I thought we were talking about the lines.
No. No. We're going to talk about the experience of waiting to get your photo op with your celebrity of choice. Okay. I'm assuming that's what you were referencing.
Yeah, but then you brought up the...
Oh, no, I was just joking.
Oh, okay. I was like, what?
Sorry.
All right. Yeah, so... I don't know how much this guy was just spitballing. I don't want to use some expletive language here, but I don't know how much he was talking out of his butt or if he actually knew some of this. So we got a little bit of insider information from this random person behind us in line that wouldn't stop talking for the 2.5 hours we were in line.
Okay.
But
I've not heard this story.
Yeah, I forgot. I think I was going to save it for this. Apparently, from what I was told, is that they put the pre-sale tickets for all the celebrities. They put them up, but did not put a limit on them. They just put them up, and then they had an expectation of what they were gonna sell, right? Apparently, they sold 4 times the amount of what their expectation was before they cut it off. But because they didn't want to lose the money and all this money that they just got from all these pre-sale tickets in regards to celebrity photo ops, they tried to make it work. And newsflash, they did not make it work. It was terrible. And I want to specifically bring up the people that I went to go see, because they were one of the main roots of the problem. And this is, of course, referencing Cobra Kai. So I'm going to see if I can break this down and have it make sense. All right. We have the 2 main people from Cobra Kai, the 2 original, like there's the Karate Kid and then his I'm going to try to say you don't know the names. All right. Just in case. Okay. You got the Karate Kid, gotcha. the main kid from the movies, and then his rival. All right. And now they're both the stars of the new show. Okay. Now his rival has his sensei. He's there too. All right. And then you got the main Karate Kid's daughter in the show, and she's there. And then you got the rival's son, and he's in the show, and they're all there. So there's 5 people here. Keep in mind that they have different groups of where you can take a picture. You can take a picture with just Karate Kid. You can take a picture with just Karate Kid and rival, which is what I did. You can take a picture with just the Cobra Kai people, the people that are part of the Cobra Kai clan, which is son, sensei, rival. You can take just... You can take just Miyagi. Okay. You see what I'm getting at with this? There's so many different combinations. There's a lot. Or you can do all of them, you know? They somehow thought it was okay to schedule all of these all within maybe an hour window. So, and not even that. Because we were also getting a picture with Dante, with Zuko. He was scheduled 10 minutes apart from the one that we had with Karate Kid and Rival. Okay, yeah. And it was weird the way they were letting people in. I don't even know where to begin. So they have a line that's not even a line. It's just this mob of just people that are waiting by the small little gate entrance to enter where you would get in line for these queues. And it was the most mismanaged thing. They were like, hey, stand behind this thin yellow tape that's on the floor underneath this mob of just hundreds of people trying to go get pictures with celebrities. Why didn't they just put up one of them freaking movie rope dividers, like a theater? Just the line divider.
They just let a giant mob, call the shots.
Yeah, and it didn't make any sense.
Like I heard employees like or staff yelling like move back. Like why would anyone move back? Like
like move back from what? You can't see. Like there's so many people. So oh my god, and it was just there was no communications. The dude had like this very weak megaphone for this very large auditorium, and it's like hard to hear. It's like no, dude, have speakers. You know, like hey. If there's a delay, say it. Don't let people walk up to you and then have them find out there's a delay, because that's what happened, you know? So, like, it took so long just to get from that mob of people into where I would line up. Now, you were hanging out with your friends, and your friends were there to see the Hobbits, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so I believe you joined them in the line as well, just so you had something to do. And so you were kind of dealing with this at a different point than I was. But somehow you were able to eventually get in as well and then go into your line. Well, again, because your line is just Hobbits, and maybe each of them individually, I'm not sure. But the combo process between them was not as much as the Cobra Kai one. So our specific one, when I went into it, we got into the line and it just ain't moving. And then you see the Dante line right next to us, like literally right next to us. And it lines up and it fills. And then it just starts zooming. Like he's getting through it because it's just him. You know, he ain't partnered with anybody. So now I'm getting nervous. It's like, well, I'm like really far back in this Cobra Kai line. What's going on? So I have to leave my line and go ask somebody. What's going on with this Dante? And then I had to go and get my wife, like, pull her out of the line. And we were, like, one of the last people to go into the Dante line because it was almost done by the time I asked. And by the time they figured it out. And then what their solution was, all right, yeah, take a picture with Dante, go back around and just wait in line again for the Cobra Kai. Jesus. But the thing is, I had no, there was no, like, secret way back or something they can let me just get back in. I had to go through that mob again, Elbow. Through that mob that I already escaped finally.
Why?
And I had to start it because there was just no direction. It was so mismanaged, and I could not believe it. It's just like, all right. And I even tried to ask them, like, hey, so we just left. Do we really have to go through all that again? They're like, yeah. I was like, real? Like, what? So then I had to, like, scoot behind everyone. Everyone's looking at us weird, like, you know, everyone just growling at each other. There's people yelling at people for cutting and all that.
Grumpy people.
A lot of grumpy people. And it's just like, no, we were already in there. We just have to get back. And it's just, we can't really explain that to everybody as you're walking through. So you just have to upset people along the way. And then just, that's it.
And not, like, being kind was going to get you.
It would delay
You weren't going to get your photo op.
And so then we finally get through that again. And we go back into line, now further back in line. And because of all this craziness happening of all the different combos and just like what this other guy wouldn't shut up about, all these 4 times more people, whatever, that line was, we were in that line for 2.5 hours. That's a good chunk of the day at Comic-Con. One of the reasons why I didn't get to see all these booths. So yeah, man, that was, it put her, I mean, obviously, once we finally got to the front of the line, you know, your mood changes. It's like, oh, God, look, there they are. You know, you take a picture with them, you say thank you for everything, and that's it. But, man, dude, it sucked because, like, you know, my friend is, he's doing some cosplay stuff out there, too, and he was going to be in the cosplay contest. And I really wanted to, you know, be there and support, but we couldn't. And I thought we could because it's like, all right, my photo op's at 3. The contest is at 5 something, and I missed it. So it just sucked. That really extremely awfully. That was the worst I've seen of management when it comes to photo ops and lines that I've ever seen at any con. And I might it was bad.
And the only signage was this very small board that you couldn't, like, you legitimately couldn't tell what it said.
Yeah, it was
from where the line was.
Yeah, it was like a 32-inch TV, like, put on its side, and then they had like 8 people. It was just really bad. And like I said, The employees weren't really helping. The megaphone was just...
And I have good eyesight.
Yeah. The megaphones weren't helping. Simple dividers would have helped so much. And they just had one employee that goes up and opens the dividers and calls for people to walk through and then close the divider themselves. That would have helped so much. I don't know why that didn't make sense for anybody. You know? Like, it was the simplest solution that I figured out in 2 seconds from seeing this mob of people. I don't know why a big organization like this couldn't make this work. It was really bad. But anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was my vent for this. I have some other complaints.
Who's the negative one?
Well, I feel like I needed to feed from your energy, you know, because you have so much to give. But I was the one that experienced the worst of it because although you did your Hobbit line, I feel like yours wasn't too bad of a wait, correct?
Everything the large mob outside of the line was egregious, like so awfully done. The grumpiest people, the grumpiest staff, and you can't blame them. But also, someone in charge needed to make a call, and they did it. But nothing like what you experienced.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was, it was annoying. But any other things?
In terms of negative?
Yeah, I had some earlier. I forgot what it was. Oh yeah, I had something, but no, I did a lot of talking, so you go.
Like you said, the second and third floors were. I mean, I don't know how you do this. No, let me get into this. In the past, there have been like signs like, "Yo, your stuff, like you're in aisle 3,000 or 4,000,"
Mm-hmm.
and that's like kind of like throughout the con. But in this con, they only had those like aisle markers on one side. So if you're like trying to meet up with someone or try to like revisit something, good luck finding it.
Oh yeah, I remember like just trying to meet up with you whenever like we got split. Be like, hey, I'm on aisle 3,000. Yeah, but that aisle is like a mile long. Yeah, you know, maybe not that much, but close. So it's just like, all right, well, somewhere around that aisle, that's where I'm at, you know. And then, definitely upstairs, like the signage of where certain rooms were and stuff was just not the clearest.
It was like they got on Microsoft Word, printed a quick thing, and
on an 8x10 piece of paper and just slapped it on a pillar.
And all the doors were closed, so it always felt like, can I go in?
Yeah. Yeah.
And some like, sorry, one other thing, especially as someone who currently has COVID, some hand sanitizing stations would have been a really good idea, considering the thousands of people there.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. Like there'd be moments where you're just shoulder to shoulder with people for a decent stretch of time until you break away from this group of people all headed the same direction, you know. But one of the things I wanted to bring up as a negative, and I realized that it was just due to the day we were at, but still, someone should have planned this a little bit better. There was just no real panels. That was one of the things I forgot to mention earlier when talking about the some of the specialness of cons is whether or not you can afford to take pictures with these celebrities, you still get to see them, you know, live, whether it be, you know, at a distance from when they're at their at your autograph booth, or if they're special enough to have like a panel, and you can go and sit and just listen to them talk. You know, if you're brave enough, you can go up there and ask a question. And then,
what was your favorite scene to record? What's up?
If you could have any airbending power or whatever, if you can bend the power, what would it be? All that's dumb stuff. But regardless, it's still fun just to see the reactions and how they talk. And like there was like barely anything that specific day. And I was looking at the schedule for, and keep in mind, I went on a Saturday. Saturday is supposed to be. The big day. That is the
main event.
Yeah, that is usually the busiest day, for better or for worse. Obviously very full, but that's supposed to be the day. And I looked at the schedules for the days prior and the days after, and all the panels were there. Like the Cobra Kai people were talking, the freaking hobbits, like all we had that day, and I missed because of the stupid the way they did all the lines and everything, is that they had Troy Baker, which I had seen already, but honestly, there was just nothing else to do, and I'm like, oh, I wouldn't mind seeing him again since there's no other panels. And then they had Goku, which I've seen a couple times before also. And that's really it. That's at least out of my interests, those were the only panels that were there. You know, and I would even go to a panel if like my wife was interested in it or something. You know, just to do something different than just walk around, just sit down for a bit and just hear people talk and stuff. And it was just nothing. Like, it looked like the coolest panel that day was some Nerf War. Which I didn't get a chance to go to because it was after when we had to leave. But yeah, dude, they were really lacking that day specifically with panels and or like extra activities. When before they used to have some neat stuff. Mm-hmm. Remember like those game rooms that they used to have in certain cons? Like, where was that?
They had some. They did have them.
Oh, really?
But you would never know. You had to explore the unknown second and third
exactly, floors. Which is part of the problem. So, yeah, I feel like I feel bad saying this because I never want to think I don't want to go into your territory, you know, and be negative all the time. But I feel like these I feel like these cons, they're really like desperate for money or you know to make up for the years lost, you know. Because it's a business, so I understand, but they're really greedy and just trying to, because that does kind of line up, like, you know, oversell, but not worry too much about the people's experience. They did I don't know, it just some more money could have went into the signage to let people know what's going on and not focused on other stuff. You know what do you get what I'm trying to say? I feel like I'm not wording that right.
They focused more on like not making a friendly customer experience.
Yeah, they were just focused on how many people can we get to take a picture with Sean Astin, you know? You know, how many people can we get to focus with Brandon Fraser? Will people know where this Nerf War is? Probably not, unless you really look for it. Will people know where this thing is? Speed dating for, you know, whatever? Like, I don't know, but no one knew. Like, I don't know. It was just a lot more, a little bit of money could have went towards putting these signs up, and I feel like the experience that everyone would have had would have been much more positive than what it ended up being. So, yeah, it was overall. I was happy to be back, but I can definitely see the cracks in this con, and
people are clearly like desperate to get out of the house still. Mm-hmm. So there were just so many people like. Yep. I doubt they capped like tickets at some point. Like, you want to come to this, you could buy it. Maybe they didn't, but
I think they oversold because from what I understood, the actual parking lot that is supposed to keep at capacity overfilled. And keep in mind, people carpool too, so it's like, you know,
yeah. So
I don't know, but It was pretty bad. I mean, just to get into the con, I remember you were texting me also because I you were still behind, but
yeah,
it took us an hour and a half in bumper to bumper traffic just to get into the con.
Yeah,
and that was just that's the worst I've ever seen.
There was over an hour of like just the con's right there, but I'm stuck doing I don't know what.
Yeah.
In this car,
doing nothing in this car. So yeah, so it was a bummer to have all these negative things you know, spoil the experience. But I know they
should hire us.
They should, obviously. Like, I'm telling you, that rope would have saved everything. But yeah, I mean. You brought it up carefully. We don't have to dive deep because we're getting kind of long, but you know, I feel like this is my first time being back in a super, super crowded space. Like, I did one concert, but it was outside, so I didn't feel too bad. What up, Jonas Brothers? But but besides that, yeah, this is the first time going back, and let me tell you, it was weird because, you know, COVID's really changed our perception. Like, I never thought of it before, but COVID really made you realize personal space and people's breath and, sanitary and all that stuff. So it's all like ingrained in your mind for 2 years straight. So all of a sudden when you come back and all like I mentioned, you're in shoulder to shoulder, like bumping into each other, traffic for a very long time. It just felt odd, and it's funny.
Like we were doing something wrong.
Yeah, it felt wrong. Exactly. I was like, man, maybe should I have brought my mask? No, all that stuff. So a lot of second guessing, but I mean, although you finally have COVID now, it wasn't from that. To keep in mind, this con was what, like 3 or 4 weeks ago. So yeah. We just finally get a chance to record this, but yeah, I mean, hopefully MegaCon got a lot of complaints. I heard a lot of people were complaining. I saw a lot of people leaving the line upset because they wouldn't want to wait anymore. I mean, 2.5 hours is a long time, especially when there's other stuff to do at the con. So hopefully they got a lot, they got their butt handed to them, and they can hopefully manage this better for next year, because this was rough. Happy to be back, but very rough.
It made me not want to go on a Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
Next time.
Yeah, that unfortunately was the only day that would work for me at the time. Yeah, I guess we'll see. What do you think? You gonna you thinking of anytime soon, or
like going to another one? I definitely would, but again, I think going on a Saturday is not advisable.
Okay.
In terms of doing what you want to do and seeing what you want to see. Because it seems like that's the busiest day, so maybe they're more worried about photo ops at that point. So they're putting everything else on other days so they can just get people their pictures.
Maybe. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, I guess we'll have to see. I would look into SuperCon. That was looking promising. So anyways, yeah, that was our experience with after a very long time returning back to MegaCon.
Yeah. So if you're someone looking to get back into the Comic-Con lifestyle, or have never done it and would like to, maybe, I really think don't go on a Saturday. Just get your feet wet, and because I could see that being like a miserable experience for your first time, and it shouldn't be. You should have fun seeing people that you're excited to see, and because that's taken up the majority of our headspace is the negative, and that's kind of annoying. As the positive one of the team, I feel like, Dang. You okay there?
Yeah, no, I think I might have COVID.
Oh, okay. Welcome to the club.
Yeah. Well, we learned. We'll see what we can do on this next one. And once we have this next one, we might be back and record another cast, depending on how well this does.
Yeah. You have the ability, listener, to make even more content happen.
That's right. We apologize for the hiatus.
Yeah. And listen, there's a lot of content. Maybe you were like starving for some more educated discussions, but guess what? You could always re-listen, or for the first time, look at our back catalog.
That's true.
Featuring such highlighted episodes as the PlayStation All-Stars Draft, the Encanto review.
That's right.
Are you tired of that Bruno song? Well, guess what? We barely quote it.
We talk about clouds allowed in the sky more often than Bruno, so.
Yeah, but, there's a lot of... we did that Disney villain tournament.
Mm-hmm. That was fun.
There's some good content on there. Man.
Controversial Last of Us 2 discussion.
Oh, my God, yeah. So check us out. That's Educated Discussions. We also have a Twitter. ed_discussions.
Yeah.
And a TikTok.
Yeah, we sure do.
There's a couple hundred views on some of those.
Mm-hmm. Hey, man.
Can you say that about yours, listener?
Dang. What are we trying to compare with the listener?
If you got more, maybe give us some tips.
It's not that many. It's not that many views, but it's nice. It's nice compared to certain videos that we get on YouTube.
Yeah. Listen to our horror podcast recommendations. I'm sorry, horror movie recommendations.
Yeah. You like theme parks? Come on, man. Horror.
You can hear about Disney.
Oh well, that too. But I talking about I was really proud about the gaming what was it called? Horror Nights. I really like that. I really like that discussion. I just wish like more people would hear it because we got some good ideas.
I wish Universal just did it.
Oh yeah, just hire us. Hire us to manage MegaCon. Hire us to make the next Horror Nights.
It's so simple.
It really is. It's like the simplest thing.
Yeah,
you don't even have to pay me that much. Just like six figures. Just 6 figures.
Okay. I mean, I'll take. It depends on the length of the job. I'll take 5 figures. Don't forget Felipe. Just hire me.
Okay.
Thank you everyone for listening and joining us back for another educated discussion. And we're going to attempt to say this in sync, Felipe.
Yeah, we'll see how this goes.
With being in separate homes.
Yeah.
So everybody, on your journeys out there in society, remember that you have to
keep it educated. Oh,
keep it educated. Ooh.
Let's do it again.
I thought that was
let's
okay.
do it again. Let's do it again.
All
right. So I do have I do have one piece of advice for you.
Oh, what's that?
I need you to keep it educated.
To keep it educated. No, I'll tell you what. The thing is, I'm actually hearing you say it, and I'm right in line with you.
Oh, really?
So I'm sure the it's just the audio delay. So we'll see how this sounds in the editing.
Yeah, we'll see. All right then. Thanks for listening, everybody. Peace. Oh, I wasn't recording.